Today I am going to discuss with you Indian first independence movement that actually took place in 1857. What happened? That it was a direct threat to British rule in India, and it resulted into, I must say that Britishers really suffered a lot because of the revolt. But once they controlled it, they got back their control. What they did, they committed inhuman atrocities upon Indian people. Inhuman atrocities they did to Indians for their loss in 1857 revolt. Thousands of rebels were hanged publicly. Thousands of rebels were hanged publicly. The villages which actually came into rebellion, they were destroyed completely. So atrocities were at height. After 1857 revolt that Indian soldiers did against British troops, and this happened that once Britishers got control, they did atrocities to Indian people. Indian soldiers, villages were destroyed badly. People fled from their villages to different places so that they cannot be beaten and killed, because thousands of people were hanged publicly. You can understand the atrocities. People just fled from their villages. Kanpur, Lucknow, such places where rebellion were in large amount. And I must say here also that I must say one thing that you should always keep in mind, that this rebellion was in 1857 was not because they were annexing territories, Britishers were annexing territories of states. It was not the only reason. There were social, religious issues also. Britishers had started interfering into the rigid social and religious system of India, where somewhere Sati Pratha was also one, I must say. Child marriage was also one, I must say. Means Britishers started interfering and saying this custom is not good, this custom is not good. There were certainly such customs which actually had to be despised, and which there was no need for such customs, and they, Britishers, again I am thanking them for raising voice against such customs. But all these things that they did, annexing the territories of the states, at the same time interfering in the social and religious cultures of Indians did not like, and they revolted. Anything which has been for centuries, if it is disturbed, people really will raise voice against that. Change is something that is not easily acceptable, whether it is good or bad. This is what history teaches us. Change is not something that easily takes place, it always takes lives. And that's why this rebellion took place in 1857. So one thing I must say, because this rebellion was somewhere because of social religious interference that was done by Britishers into Indian culture, whether good or bad. So what happened after 1857 revolt? Queen of that time, she decided that in English people have not to interfere now. They have to stop interfering in the religious and cultural things which are there. But they are quite, I must say, they were quite cunning. Britishers were quite cunning and smart people. So they wanted to strengthen their army. So they thought that now they have not to appoint Indians at higher posts in army. The number of Europeans in Indian army, that time British army, had to be increased. Europeans number had to be increased. And they started treating Indians as people unworthy of everything, that they cannot be trusted. This is how they started treating Indians. And I must say The control was now directly in the hand of the Queen of the Crown of the England. Earlier it was in British East India Company's under control, but now it was in the direct control of Crown. So we should always keep in mind that in 1857 revolt, after 1857 revolt, the power of Indian government that was to be done by Britishers from East India Company directly went to the Crown. That Crown means the Queen of the England, and she started governing and controlling it. And one viceroy was appointed for this, was named Lord